Hi guys, a lot of us use Instagram in our personal lives, but how can you really maximize the potential of this social media platform to promote your music? I don't think anyone is arguing the fact that Instagram has become an extremely popular social media platform in recent years. After all, over half of all 18 to 29-year-olds in the US are on Instagram. There are over 1 million active advertisers on Instagram alone, and I don't think it's an accident that so many top brands are posting on Instagram multiple times a week. They're doing it for a reason, and the reason is because it's making them money and helping with their success. So if you want success with your music, then treat it like the business that you want it to be. You might not think it's worth brushing up on your Instagram skills just for your personal Instagram, but it can be such a huge boost to a brand, and make no mistake, your music is a brand whether you like it or not. So I consider brushing up on your Instagram skills for the sake of your music career. So I'm not going to waste any more time. I'm going to get right into it and talk about a few suggestions that come to mind when I think of how you should use Instagram to promote your music. Okay, so first things first, establish your brand. One of the things that marketing agencies will do when they first start working with a new client is they will make something called a style guide, and they'll work on establishing the brand for that client. A style guide includes things like the brand's colors and fonts, and it sets the parameters for the style of the brand. I recommend doing this for your music or band. You might even want to make a logo, pick colors, and otherwise establish the vibe of your music, and you definitely want to consciously establish who your target audience is. Once you've done this and you're ready to start posting to Instagram, I recommend creating a whole new Instagram account just for your band. So that means don't just take your personal Instagram and start posting photos of your band on there periodically. Actually make an Instagram solely for your band or group. Then on that account, only post photos that are relevant to your music, whether that means it's photos of live shows, or it's relevant to the content of your music, or it's some sort of art or other imagery that matches the vibe of your music. Make that distinct Instagram account just for your music, and make sure you know your branding and you stick to it. The second thing that I want to recommend is including your website in the account description field. So this makes it easier for visitors to your Instagram to go further and find more information on your music. But it's not only for that. A ton of Instagram marketers do this thing where they have their website in the description field, and then on each and every post that they make to Instagram, they will include something along the lines of link in the description. So this adds a point of contact in each post that you make. It gives direction to anyone that wants to learn more about your music. It's right there, and it's easier for them to find out more information if they're curious. Now they don't have to leave the Instagram app and Google you to find out more. And when you make it more convenient for your fans to find out about you, you increase the odds of potential fans really finding out about you and remembering you as well. Okay, so for our third point here, let's talk about hashtags. People love using hashtags, and some accounts seem to get a little out of control posting as many hashtags as possible. And I get it. With each hashtag you add, you're increasing the odds of a potential fan or follower finding you on the app. But a lot of people are turned off by a whole bunch of hashtags in the description for a post. It makes them feel like they're being advertised to, and I personally think they're justified in thinking so. So what do you do when you want to add more hashtags for exposure reasons, but you don't want to turn off people that might consider them a blatant form of advertising? Well, I recommend commenting on your own photos with hashtags. So this means that usually one of the first comments on each of your Instagram posts will be your own account commenting with a bunch of hashtags. So this allows you to avoid a bloated description field full of hashtags, so you can focus on actual message in your description field. And there aren't hashtags drawing attention away from your actual message there. It also adds interaction to your posts. And we all know that posts with more interaction on social media platforms tend to come up higher in searches and in general. So posts with more interaction get seen more. So giving each post a jump start with some form of interaction right from the start isn't a bad idea. So what I recommend doing is making a text file on your phone with a list of default hashtags for your account. And you can Google search popular hashtags on Instagram for help deciding which to include in this list. And then each time you make a post to Instagram, just copy and paste the default hashtags from your text file to the new comment field for your post. And then add any additional hashtags that are specific to the image. Okay, and finally for today, edit your images. So either use Instagram's editor or use a third-party image editing app, which is something that I haven't really gotten into yet, even though I've downloaded a bunch and tried to get into them. But when editing images, it's good to know that statistically, people as a whole tend to look at and respond more to images that have the blues increased in them. So use the warmth option in the Instagram editor and decrease its value to make your image more blue. It's also good to know that people, at least lately, tend to favor images that have the contrast reduced slightly. That's why so many default image filters, like the ones on Instagram, tend to reduce the contrast on images. You can also get into editing photos by doing things like putting backgrounds out of focus or touching up the images slightly to make them look a bit more professional. How far you want to go with image editing on Instagram is really up to you, and it will depend on your branding to some extent. But you should at least know that people are editing their Instagram photos, and VSCO is a popular third-party app for that. And you should know that you have the option of doing so if it makes sense for your brand. Okay, so that's all I have time for today, but I have a few more ideas and suggestions that didn't make it into this video, so keep an eye out for a part 2 video coming out soon. In the meantime, I hope you guys liked this video, and please let me know what you guys think of this video in the comments below. For today's question, I want to know, what image editing apps do you use for Instagram, and what do you like about them? So please leave your answers in the comments below. Also, if you like this video, please hit the little like button, share the video, or subscribe to my channel. I'll be coming out with new videos every other Wednesday, and thanks for watching. Okay, so that's all I have time for today.